Hey guys, what's up? Good night. It's Wednesday, so that means it's tactics night. Let's do some tactics on chess.com. First, let's warm up as usual with Puzzle Rush. I think I'm gonna be slow today. That's my guess. Let's see. For the moment, the easy puzzles, I do them right. Okay. What's happening here? Check. 3-piece. Checkmate. Okay. What's going on there? 3-piece. Checkmate in 3. Checkmate, unavoidable. That looks winning an exchange, at least. That's a queen. Okay, that's a 3-piece. That looks like a free something. That king is funny. How to do this way? That's a 3-piece. That looks like a 3-piece or a free queen in this case. Okay, is that a free rook? That should be checkmate. Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't see I needed to sacrifice one of the rooks. Not lucky. Queen, take the queen, better. Exchange for me. I'm white. Okay. Interesting. What about just pushing and promoting it? That looks like a rook. No, there was a checkmate or something probably. Yeah, there was a checkmate, bishop f2. Hey Zephyr, what is up? I'm just warming up here with the Puzzle Rush. Okay, this check has to be done, and now what to do here? This check. Nope. Or maybe yes. Can I take this? It seems I couldn't. Queen here, queen back. Let's checkmate. Queen here. Huh. Okay, 33 is not terrible. It's not terrible. So rook f1 maybe just rook f1. Okay, let's go to the tactics. So you received the message now, Sefa? I sent the message 45 minutes ago. Okay, our rating is 3,565. We're on our way to 3,600. Let's go, rar. Okay. This is middle game position. Ah, the Twitch message. Okay. Okay. Okay, what to do here? Let's see. This rook wants to come here at some point. Hey Karmar, what is up? I don't see any tempting move for the moment. Well, if we trade rooks, we can win a pawn, but this position is equal material. Maybe this is a very interesting move as well, because that queen doesn't have a lot of squares. If he doesn't want to give up an exchange, he has to go queen d8. And then maybe bishop e5 has some threats. For example, after rook g8 we might have rook f7. So bishop f4 looks very tempting. One second, I'm sending an important message. Chop chop roar. Yeah, I'm trying to not sleep since 2 hours ago. Wow, Sefa, that doesn't sound well. Trying not to sleep. Okay, I'm lacking ideas here. The only idea I come up with is bishop f4 to e5. So bishop f4, queen d8, bishop e5. I have no reason to sleep. You don't have a reason to sleep? Well, I mean, sleeping is important in general. It's healthy. But my brain says sleep, especially if your brain says sleep. It's good to sleep, especially in that case. You woke up at 12, it's 23 now. And you slept at 2 yesterday. Sounds like a very random schedule. Okay, let's focus back on the position. I mean, a6 is really weak. We could just trade rooks and take on a6. But then bishop takes d4 wins the rook, so okay, that's not an option, winning the a6 pawn. Hey Bobby. Yes, I only see that idea. I only see the bishop f4, bishop e5 idea, so I think I need some help here. I'm having a coffee in case it helps. You say it doesn't work. Why? Why doesn't it work? Bishop f4, queen d8, bishop e5, rook g8, rook f7. I mean, it doesn't win totally. But it's really uncomfortable for black. I'm thinking maybe he gives up the exchange immediately. If he gives up exchange, I'm happy. Yeah, to be honest, I don't see any other idea. I understand a6 is weak, but we cannot take it. I understand d5 might be weak, but our queen is defending e6. I mean, maybe we can start with rook f7. That's another idea. It's a checkmate threat, so it's definitely a candidate move. But I don't know. Let's say he takes. He can play rook g8 also, or okay. Let's say he takes. What did I win? Yeah. I mean, bishop f4 makes more sense, and once the bishop is on e5, rook f7 should be stronger. Bishop f4, if he does not give up the exchange, he has to go queen d8, I think. Or queen c6, which I missed. You can't talk, Bobby? What do you mean? If takes, he has queen g6 after bishop f4. Yeah. Also, I think it makes more sense to go bishop f4 first. Okay, so queen goes to c6. Your message wasn't posted due to conflicts with the channel's moderation settings. I can't say my move. What? Did someone ban? What? I think I don't have any banned words as other streamers do have. I want to say a move, but it won't let me. Rook f2. Rook a f2. So you cannot say that. I can say that. I cannot understand why you cannot. Okay, your message wasn't posted due to conflicts with the channel's moderation settings, but I don't have any. Hey, Dai Han Hercher, thanks for the follow. Yeah, Sefa, but it's rook a f2, not rook f2. Rook a f2, what Bobby cannot say. Which is strange. Unless some mod added that as a banned word. I'm not sure where to do that, where to change that. or check that. Let me try. Has to be in my Twitch settings. You can say rook af3 but not rook af2. That's really weird. I mean, it doesn't sound like a word in English, right? I don't understand. Let me see, what do I have here? Leave, extensions, events, activities, streaming tools, video moderation. I already tried and it works for me, Bobby. Let me see here, moderation. I don't see the stars. Are you trolling me? Okay, let me see. Permitted blocked terms and phrases. You can't see my message? I have absolutely 0 blocked terms and phrases. So it has to be, I just see 3 little stars. Okay, I don't see the stars. I see rook af2, what I typed. So weird. So weird. And I don't see your messages when if you type it. Rook ab2, I see it. But if you ever typed rook af2, I don't see it. Rook af4, yes. So that's weird. I have absolutely no banned words or terms in my settings. So rook fa2, yes. So I guess maybe it means something obscene in English. I don't know. Raf2. What can Raf2 mean? So weird. It's so weird. So it has to be the solution, right? Because we cannot type it in the chat. Okay, anyway, it looks strong. Well, it threatens the rook on f8, so black has to do something. Well, one option is to trade on f2, obviously. Another is to move this knight, maybe to g8, maybe to g6, maybe to c6. I don't know. The idea I like the most is bishop f4 to g7 to e5, because I think we're going to be threatening checkmates, and I'm not sure how black is going to defend. Not really sure. Maybe with knight g6 at some point. Maybe first bishop f4 and then the illegal move. So bishop f4, queen c6, rook g8 or knight g6. Yeah, but rook g8 I have rook f7, that's my point. Rook takes f8 first, rook takes f1 first. Ah, I see your idea, yes. Yes, you're right. Hey, Swan Funk. I have no problem with tactics, the problem for me is time control. Really? Should start playing with an increment. Increment is good. So yeah, that's a nice defense. Rook takes f1, then the other rook goes to g8, or the knight goes to g6. Still, bishop f4 looks like a very good first move. Bishop f4 and then rook f2. Yeah, if the queen goes to d8, for sure. But if the queen goes to c6, something to calculate. So bishop f4, queen c6, rook a f2, queen takes c3. I don't like that. Bishop takes h6, at which point? Ah, with the rooks, the double rooks on the f-file, so you're threatening rook takes f7 and queen takes g7 at the same time. Yeah, you're right. Hey Jimmy Post, what is up? Now rook f7 is rook f7 doesn't look like the move because he can just trade and then he's defending everything. So bishop f4, queen c6, rook a f2, and yeah, I think if queen takes c3, bishop takes h6 is really strong. Maybe he can play. Can he play g6? I can play rook f7 anyway, and then he cannot take my bishop. But he's checking me in the back. Not sure. I need to wake up or something. I don't have the brains to calculate. This is unfortunate for a tactics session. Yeah, I might need more coffee. Problem is, I've been playing. I might change the day I play. I do tactics because same thing happened the previous Wednesday. I've been playing over the board for like 4 hours before the stream, and I think I'm too tired for this. Your line can't work. So bishop f4, queen c6. Bishop f4, queen c6, rook a f8, queen takes c3, bishop e5. Hi, bishop takes 6 more actually, because if bishop e5 he has rook g8. Yeah, bishop takes d4 is... Oh, actually bishop e5, bishop takes d4, right, Bobby? Oh no, because we have the rook on f2. Sorry. I thought it was check. Sorry. Oof, I'm missing. I'm mixing lines in my head. Um. So yeah, he has rook g8 and he's threatening bishop takes d4, and we're not threatening stuff because if rook f7, there's bishop takes d4 check. But if we take on h6 and he tries rook g8. What do we do? Thinking queen h4 could be an idea. So bishop f4, queen c6, rook af2, queen takes c3, bishop takes h6, if rook g8, you're such trolls in the chat. You trolls. So bishop f4, queen c6, rook af2, queen takes c3, bishop takes h6, rook g8, queen h5 maybe. So if g6, rook f7 check. If rook g7, rook takes g7, king h8, bishop moves, then queen h6 check, queen takes g6 check. And there's bishop f6 with checkmate in the end. Okay, and if queen h5, g6, rook f7 check, king h8, bishop g7 double check is checkmate. So it looks like after rook g8, queen h5 wins. Right, so bishop f4, queen c6, rook af2, if queen takes c3, bishop takes h6, rook g8 is not a move because of queen h5, but we're threatening... Well, wait, if he takes the bishop, the only move I didn't consider, if he takes the bishop, rook f7 check, then I is defending g6, but I still win after rook g7, rook takes g7, then rook f7 check. If king g8, there's queen g4, and if king h8, queen takes h6, that's checkmate. It's gonna be checkmate. So after pawn takes h6, rook f7 check, yeah, it's checkmate. So it looks like rook g8 is not a defense. Now, if rook g8 is not a defense, what can a defense be? g5, bishop f4, queen c6, rook af2, queen takes c3, bishop takes... No, there's no g5. Okay, I'm already tired of this position, so I'm gonna play it. Yeah, Bobby. I forgot the rule that when you say a move, it's not that move. Um, no, it's not your fault. It's my fault. I shouldn't be doing tactics tonight. Uh, okay, I don't understand why, but I want to move on. I I hate that position already. Okay. Didn't we have this one? Sounds familiar. Um, resembles one puzzle I recall having this position, but I sort of remember that we didn't solve it. Like, oh yeah, I remember now the queen c7 check followed by queen c2. So yeah, maybe we solved it. I think queen c7 check was one idea to then go to c2, something like that. Do you remember? Do you remember, Sefa? Queen c7 check looks very promising. I wasn't there. You were not here, Bobby? So queen c7, what happens if he goes just queen f4? Queen c2, queen e5 check, and I remember thinking in that line. I remember thinking that queen e5 is only one check because we go to h7, he has no more checks. I really remember the position but not the solution. Yeah, I remember some things that I thought in this position, like queen e5 is just one check. I remember thinking that. Okay. So tempted to rush queen c7. You try to cut rook first. Cut rook first? What? How? What do you mean cut the rook first? Whoa! BC Chronic 321. Thanks for the follow. Hope you like the stream. You try to cut rook first and you realize he has just rook d3 and rook e4. Ah, you mean attack the rook or something like that. And yeah, he has moves. Why not queen c2 first? Hey, Deep Wolverine. Good evening. How you doing? Why not queen c2 first? I don't know. I don't know why not. That's the thing. I think queen g1 was a defense. So probably forcing... Oops. If I remember correctly, nobody was in the chat and he said queen g1 was a defense. I remember that. So maybe just misplacing the queen first. Queen c2 is stronger. Right? I might go grab some water. Yes, I did. Hey, nobody's in the chat. Nice. So I remember that thing you said. What if he plays rook f4? Then his rook is pinned forever. Didn't want to say it twice. Okay. Hey, Bazinga. What is up? Lol, nobody in the house. There's nobody in the house. This puzzle is familiar. Rook af2. Nice suggestion, Bobby. Rook af2. I can do that in this position. How many people in the house? I don't know. My stream is over says 13 people, but it's usually wrong. I think I will go grab some water, but I think queen c7 was the move. And if queen f4, queen c2, and yeah, it's tough to defend. And if rook f4, maybe there are some f65 ideas. Or first rook a4 and he's gonna be in Zugzwang. Queen c7, rook f4, just rook a4, controlling all the checks. And yeah, what does he do? If king g4, I might have f5 to push him back to g3. If nobody's in the house, how many people is in the house? Okay. 0. You have solved this one before. I know, but I can't remember. Now, rook a4 makes sense. No, 1 me. It's 0 and plus 1, I think. What? Wait, what? He played my move. Yeah, when you say a move for us, it's not right, but when you say a move for the opponent, it's right. Hey, OJ, what is up? It's over 35.50. Yeah, we actually failed the last puzzle, so it was -7. I need to regain some points here. Okay, rook a4, what else? Ooh, queen e4, I think I'll take that queen. Makes sense to take the queen. Yay! 4 points. Rook a4, king g4, I don't get it. Well, my idea, maybe I was wrong, but against king g4, I thought f5 check. And then either he goes back to the ping or he goes here where he's probably killed after queen d8, right? Yeah. So he has to go back to the ping after f5, back to g3, and he's going to be in Zugzwang. I mean, both the king and the queen are unable to move. I mean, the queen has this square still, but this pawn can't move because if he pushes this pawn, there's g5. So eventually I'll remove some squares somehow. For example, after queen d2, queen e5, I guess. Jim, thanks for the follow. Or maybe first rook c4 to cover c1, and then eventually I will cover 2 of the 3 squares that the queen has, and that's going to be a Zugzwang. I understand there could be many ways to do it. The queen has 3 squares. I'm covering 1 right now, but I might just cover 1 with the rook, c1, for example, and then the other one with the queen, either here or here, wherever his queen is not. Or just king h6 and g5. Oh yeah, I was concerned about some checks, but yeah, he has no checks from there. That's right, nobody. Okay, next one. Okay. I have a move. I have a forcing move. And then after king g8, maybe queen c4. You were getting some water. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, nobody. I'll be right back. Okay. If I were you, I totally rushed rook h7. Yeah, well, it's definitely the first move I will calculate, but I'm not gonna rush it. So, rook h7 check, king g8 only move, and then I thought queen c4 was interesting, threatening checkmate. He has no checks. No easy way to defend the rook. Maybe bishop h5, maybe rook h7, maybe rook f8. But with this pin here, I can double rooks and threaten rook h8 with checkmate also. And if bishop h5, I think also rook h1. Oh, I'm giving this square for a check if I do that. I have to be careful with that. Yeah, Bazinga. Duke of the Prunes gifted five subscriptions the other day in the chat, one for Sefa. Queen d2 check might be a problem. So let's try to improve the line. For example, rook h7, king g8, queen c4. Let's start with bishop h5. Oh, actually, I said rook a7. Let's discard rook a7 because I have rook d8. So rook a7 is not an option. Either bishop h5 or rook f8. Rook f8. Rook d7. Yeah, rook d7. If bishop h5, rook d7 makes sense. And our threat is rook h takes f7, but then he has rook f8 after rook d7, right? If I gift 100 subscriptions, then Pepe will be a very busy man in the coming weeks because he has to fulfill the perks. Am I right? You're totally right, Karmar. But on the other hand, not everyone asks for their perks, so it depends who received the gift. You will, Bobby. Okay. I'm afraid it will have something to do with the French defense. Ugh. Okay, so rook h7, king g8. Maybe there's something better than queen c4, but queen c4 is really tempting. Maybe I can just trade on f7. That's forcing. Carlsen has been punished in St. Louis again. I like queen c4 a lot. I will keep calculating queen c4 for a second. So queen c4, bishop h5. If rook d7, rook f8. If you gift 100 subs, Pepe will close Twitch and being money father. What? I'm not here for the money, guys. So money will be your baby. Okay, that's the idea. Rook h7, king g8, queen c4, bishop h5. Let's find something there instead of rook d7. But 100 sub money is good. 100 subs, how much is a sub? $5? So it would be like $500, from which half of it goes to Twitch. So it would be $250. Not bad, not bad. Send your Instagram. What? Yes, I think it's $5 per sub, so $2.50 for me. That's how I gain from a sub. First move is forced. What are you saying? I mean, I'm not forced to play rook h7, am I? Don't worry, I won't gift 100 subs. Okay, now I'm relieved. Thank you. Thank you, all this nonsense. Oof. So, rook h7, king g8, queen c4, bishop h5. If you don't play rook a7, we all leave. What? Try to play rook a7, Pepe. Okay, let's try. But I don't think it's a good move, rook a7. Okay, you can all leave because I cannot play it. Beware, you will play queen a7 instead. Yeah, I'm very capable of mouse leaping there. Okay, rook h7, king g8. You're doing it with wrong rook. Well, I did it with the rook that is attacked. But I don't see the point in doing it with this rook. Let's try. No, I cannot do it. So you all leave. Rook h7, king g8, queen c4, bishop h5. I'm out of ideas. I want to take on c6 at some point, but bye, guys. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Oh, maybe I can turn. No, I cannot. Can I? Thought about sacrificing exchange for the bishop and then rook h1. Hey, John, what is up? Next puzzle. I mean, after rook h7, king g8, queen c4. Is there another candidate? not for the moment, Bobby, but if I don't make it work, why would I rush it? I already failed a puzzle. I don't want to fail this one. So these puzzles are not easy. Sometimes I find a candidate move only after after proving all the other moves don't work. So you never know. But right now I'm not thinking in trying to discover another candidate move because this looks strong. So I want to make this work. Rook h7, king g8, and I'm so focused on queen c4 that I cannot see any other thing. Rook h7, king g8, and then find a way to play rook h1. The problem with rook h1 is you give up this d2 square, John. And I like the queen c4 idea to pin the rook, threaten checkmate. And then he has a couple of defenses, bishop h5 and rook f8. And everybody is saying bishop h5, it's obviously rook d7 the follow-up, but then after rook f8 I don't see anything. So I need more moves. I need to find something there. Maybe there's g4. I think there might be the trick g4 at some point too. Oh, but this queen f4 check. No. King7, king g8, rook h7, king g8, queen c4, bishop h5. Queen takes c6. Feels slow. So he's pinned. So king g8. See, for example, now I have another candidate move, which is starting with queen c4. I think the problem is probably f5, but okay. So rook h7, king g8, queen c4, bishop h5. I don't see anything, guys. I don't see anything. Maybe I should just stop doing tactics. My brain is too tired. Bishop h5, rook d7, bishop takes c6. Bishop takes c6. Is there an obvious defense? To what? Rook h7, king g8, queen c4, rook f8, bishop g6, queen takes c6, rook a h1, queen c2, king e3. No check. No check apart from queen e2, checkmate. Bobby. You say no check and you hang a checkmating one. Move that. hidden check, yeah, very hidden. Okay, so if Bobby says Rook H7 is the move, now we need to look for another candidate move. That's how this works. Okay, let's try it again. Rook H7, King G8, Queen C4, Bishop H5. I think Bazinga suggested Bishop takes C6. Well, it's a move. But whenever we move that bishop from there, he has Queen F5 check. We have to be careful. That could pick up the rook on H7. So Bishop takes C6 looks risky. Queen F5. Can grab the rook on H7. So Rook H7, King G8, Queen C4, Bishop H5. If G4, he has Queen F4 check, and I think that's a problem. To live alone is the fate of all great souls. What? Thank goodness I'm not a great soul. Queen E2 is not made because there is Queen on C4. You tricked me, Babu. Ah, so in your line okay. But your line is against Rook F8, not against Bishop H5, which I'm trying to refute. Okay, I tricked you, but you sacrificed a piece. And then with Queen E2, he can trade, he can give the piece back, and he has no problem, right? So your line is not winning. Okay, it's not losing, but it's not winning. And also it's not forced. I think after Rook H, he has problem there is mate. What? Your line was Rook H7, King G8, Queen C4. And then you said Rook F8, I think. And then Bishop G6, Queen takes G6. And then you said Rook D H1. I think simply Queen E2 check, Queen takes well, actually your line works. There is a checkmate there. Black cannot take the queen back. I win the exchange with Rook H8 intermezzo. Intermezzo where? Oh wait, I'm missing. He has no bishop. There's no checkmate. It's not made, but I win an exchange. How do you win an exchange? Well, first of all, I think I was trying to refute Bishop H5, not Rook F8. But okay, let's have a look at that line for a second. Rook H7, King G8, Queen C4, Rook F8, Bishop G6. Okay, I'm not sure what bishop g6 is threatening, because the bishop needs to defend the rook. So you're not threatening bishop takes f7. Maybe you're threatening rook takes f7, but it's a bit weird to do it like that. But okay, let's follow your line. Queen takes d6. Rook a h1, rook d h1. Queen c2 check, king e3, queen e2 check. Queen takes, bishop takes. And at which point do you do the intermediate rook h8? I don't see it. After bishop g6, queen takes g6. You play rook h1 and he checks, check, check. There's no intermediate move, never. In my head the rook was on a8. Ah, okay, now the rook is on f8. I have a friend who is just like you, John. I was so proud of solving a 2750 puzzle the other day. I calculated all lines for 20 minutes. He wants to try it and just says it's probably this, and it was correct. Okay. So rook h7 is probably the move, but I don't see how it wins. Maybe queen c4 is not the move, not the follow-up. If I play queen c4 first, I'm threatening checkmating too. But I guess he has f5. Ah, wait, he doesn't have f5. Actually, queen c4 is funny. Queen c4 first is funny, because if f5, I have rook h7 check. And that's so annoying. So he doesn't have f5. And if he goes, I mean, I'm threatening rook h7. What does he do? Bishop f5 has this. No, he doesn't have the same problem. So maybe bishop f5. Yeah. We were all wrong with rook h7. Funny. I don't know. I'm trying to. I mean, you said rook h7, so I'm looking for a different move now. Queen c4. Maybe he has bishop f5. Or maybe he just moves this rook. Nah, that looks risky because I'm going rook h7. So queen c4, rook e7, rook h7, king f8. Hey, nobody. Yes, Bobby said rook h7. That's why I'm looking at queen c4 first right now. So rook e7, rook h7, king f8 looks. Rook h8 looks good. I'm not the only one who said rook h7. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I was considering rook h7 for a long time, and I still think it might be the move. But I have to look a bit more queen c4. Queen c4, the problem is it's a bit less forcing. Bishop f5 maybe. Defense. Okay, Basinga goes back to rook h7 line, rook h7, king g8, rook f7. Rook f7, king f7, rook d7. Can he just take your rook on d7, Basinga? You say rook h7, king g8, rook f7, king f7. If rook d, and you say rook d7, he can take it, right? Okay, so rook h7, king g8. Let's try again this line, this forking bishop h5 line. Rook h7, king g8, queen c4, bishop h5, rook d7, rook f8, my bishop is on e4. I don't have a way to escape the checks if I allow queen d2, right? Hey Warnaki, what is up? I linked the stream for a friend. Pepe, you gained one person too. Thanks, Efa. I cannot make it work, guys. I don't see how to make it work. So rook h7, king g8, queen c4, bishop h5. I don't know what to do. And I don't know what to do against rook f8 either. Rook h7, king g8, queen c4, rook f8. And I can never take on c6 because there's a fork on f5. There's a logic behind queen rook h7, otherwise black goes f5. No, but if I go queen c4, he cannot go f5. How are you doing today? Doing fine, thanks, Chronic. How are you doing? So if I go queen c4 first, I guess bishop f5 could be a problem. Is that beard a bit longer? I don't know. It keeps growing, I guess. Good try, Sefa. Good, just relaxing at home, trying to get better at playing chess. Cool. Tactics is a good exercise for that. Although it's been a little hard tonight for me. So queen c4, bishop f5. I was thinking maybe I just have nothing after bishop f5. Yeah. Check on h7 and take c6 with the queen. Wow, my dog learned how to open the door. Take on c6, threatening the other rook. Rook c8. Rook c8, maybe I go queen d5. And yeah, actually that's clever. We take first on c6, we win a tempo against the rook. Some bishop d5 idea. I like the queen d5 idea because it threatens the checkmate, pins the rook, and also covers d2, so I can continue with rook dh1. So I like that idea. Rook h7, king g8, queen takes c5, queen takes c6, sorry. If bishop takes d1, just queen takes a8 check, rook f8, queen d5 check, and yeah, material up at least. No, we're checkmating actually. So he has to save the a8 rook. How to do it? He cannot go rook d8, obviously. How can he prevent? Maybe rook e8 with the idea to meet queen d5 with bishop e6. No, what am I saying? The queen is protecting e8. Rook c8 is refuted. Well, rook c8, I want to go queen d5. I'm threatening checkmate on f7. And then, because I'm protecting d2 with the queen, I can go rook dh1 next. So I would say it's sort of refuted. Maybe it's the main line, because I don't see a better move for black anyway. So if he doesn't move to c8, he might try rook af8. And then what? Queen d5 is still a move. So rook h1 is not played. Rook af8. Rook a7, I guess at least I have queen e8, rook h8, queen takes f8, rook h1, at least. Maybe I also have rook d8 to start with. Yeah, rook a7 doesn't look... But rook a f8 is resilient. I still want to play queen d5, but it doesn't threaten immediately anything. Rook a7 is mate in 3. In 3? I saw queen e8, rook f8, rook h8, takes, and rook h1, but that's like checkmate like in 6. So I guess rook d8. Rook d8, rook f8, queen d5. That's a checkmate in 4, because he has bishop e6. Take on f8 and mate on d8. Take on f8. Queen e8, queen takes f8. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Queen e8, queen takes f8. Yeah. Okay. So rook h7, king g8, queen takes c6, rook af8. I want to go queen d5 there, but I don't know if it's slow. I mean, it pins the rook. If he goes f5, I might... d1 hangs. You're right, d1 hangs. So that's h7. So, but I don't want to allow queen d2 check. We move a defender with rook takes f7. We have a fork on d5. That's nice. So rook takes f7. If bishop d1, we have rook takes f on d6. Sorry, rook takes f8. King takes queen d6 check, and we take the bishop. We're a piece up. So rook takes f7. He has to take on f7. Yeah, if he takes with the king, we have. If he takes with the king. Let's start with the rook. If he takes with the rook, we have rook d8 check, king g7. Nah. Let's see it. Maybe queen e8 check. Wait, yeah, if he takes with the rook, queen e8 check. If king g7, rook d8, looks promising. Looks killing actually. And if after queen e8 he goes rook f8 with the king still on g8, I have bishop d5 check, king g7, queen e7 check, winning the rook, but my rook is hanging as well. He has to go to g6, so he doesn't hang with check the rook. But if I take and he takes, do I have a checkmate or something? Queen g8 check, followed by queen h8 check. No, I don't have a checkmate there. Queen e8 check, queen f7 check. See you later, Bobby. Okay, so after rook takes f7, rook takes f7, queen e8 check, rook f8. Bishop d5 check, king g7, queen e7 check, king g6. Queen takes rook, bishop takes rook. He has queen d2. No, he has to take the rook first. Okay, so queen takes rook, bishop takes d1. Maybe I have bishop f7 check. Bishop f7 is killing. If king f5, queen c8 is checkmate. No, he has king e4, but it has to be checkmate. King e4, queen c4 and queen d3 wins a piece at least. No, it's wins a piece, yes. Or maybe after e4, queen d5 is checkmate. Yeah, it's checkmate. So bishop f7, if he goes to f5, I think he's checkmated. If he goes to h7, I cry. If he goes to h7, I cry. Bummer. So my bishop is on d5. Let's try queen g8 instead of bishop f7. Queen g8 check, king h6, queen h8 check, king g6. Bishop e4 check, f5 only move. Queen g8, yeah. I don't see anything. Okay, John, see you. Tell me how the puzzle went when done. Well, at least I'm calculating a lot. That's good for my brain. So the queen e8, rook f8. Maybe I start with rook d8, not to hang the rook. Maybe that's easier. So after rook f7, rook f7, rook d8 check. And if king g7, queen a8 maybe. Yeah, that looks strong. If queen c1, rook g8, king h6, rook g6 is killing. Alright, so after rook af8, rook takes f7, if rook takes f7, rook d8 check, king g7, queen a8 looks crashing. Looks crashing. And if f5, I go rook g8 and take the queen. Should be enough. He cannot take the bishop and the rook at the same time. Can he? Maybe he can. After rook d8 check, king h6, rook takes queen, pawn takes e4 check, king e3, king takes g5, queen g8 check, and I win the bishop because he has to defend the rook with king f6. Okay, that should be queen versus rook. And if he takes with the king, after rook takes f7, king takes f7. Doing 3 streams at the same time. Are we there yet? I'm almost there. Nobody. I think I calculated how to win against. Let's say the line again. Rook h7, king g8, queen takes c6, rook f8, rook takes f7. I calculated how to do against rook takes f7. So now I want to do against king takes f7, which should be easier because it looks more suspicious. Let's see, king takes f7. It looks like queen c7 wins on the spot. Yeah. Okay, that was the easiest. Yeah, okay, and rook takes f7, I was calculating a lot. Queen e8, rook f8, bishop d5 check, king g7, queen e7 check, king g6, queen takes rook, bishop takes d1, and there I calculated bishop f7, but it has the problem of king h6, king h7, sorry, and I calculated queen g8, queen h8, some stuff like that, but it didn't quite work. So finally I saw that after rook takes f7, I can go rook d8 check, followed by queen a8, and that's a really strong idea. So I'm gonna try it, and if it works, I'll show the lines, and if it doesn't work, I'll show them anyway. So here I thought rook, no, no. I mean, rook d8 looks winning, except I missed rook f8. For some reason, I was looking at the board with the queen still on c5, and I thought he didn't have rook f8. Bummer. Okay, let's think here. So options, I have rook d8 check, I have queen e8 check, which I didn't see how to make work, and I have bishop d5 as well. Bishop d5 is also an idea here. Okay, let's calculate again. Queen e8, queen e8, rook f8. I thought bishop d5, king g7, queen e7, king g6. Maybe just bishop back to e4 with check. But he has bishop f5. If f5, rook d6. If f5, I might just go rook d6. Yes, rook d6, rook f6. Nah, I don't believe it. So queen e8, rook f8, bishop d5, king g7, queen e7 check, king g6. Okay, let's calculate again the queen takes rook line because it's forced. Queen takes f8, bishop takes d1. I think bishop f7 doesn't work because of king h7. And queen f7 is nothing. Is it? Yes, it is. My bishop is on d5. So queen g8, king h6, queen h8, king back to g6. I don't have time for bishop g8, so bishop e4 check, forcing f5, queen g8 check, king f6 or h6, and I have nothing. I have nothing there. Hey Marcelino Pan y Vino says bishop d5, but bishop d5, I'm not even sure whether my threat is strong. So for example, bishop d5, bishop takes rook, queen e8 check. I have no rook, so after queen takes rook, he goes to h6, and I don't believe it. Rook d6 check must be a winning attack somehow. Rook d6 check? At which point? I had a rook d6 check in one line. How was it? How was the line? Queen e8, rook f8, bishop d5, king g7, queen e7. Bishop back to e4, that was the line. Queen e7 check, king g6, bishop back to e4 check, f5. Rook d6 check, rook f6. I have queen e8 check, maybe. You say that must be winning. I don't know. So queen e8 check, king h6. Queen h8 check, king back to g6. And then rook d7. At that point, rook d7. He cannot take... Oh, he can take the bishop with check. Yeah, no, I cannot do that. Yes, after king g6 last move, you have a fantastic move. Do I? Good night, Karmar. See you tomorrow or on Friday, if not tomorrow. After king g6, okay, so let me think. Queen e8 check, rook f8, bishop d5 check, king g7, queen e7 check, king g6. So instead of taking the rook or going bishop e4 check, I do have a fantastic move. Whoa, what was that? Marcelino is following. Thank you. No, after the second time, king g6. So after bishop e4 check, f5, rook d6 check, rook f6, queen e8 check, king h6, queen h8 check, king g6. In that position, instead of rook d7, which loses to pawn takes bishop, I would go... My rook is on d6, so I have bishop c6. I do have bishop c6, maybe. Yeah, he cannot take the rook because of bishop e8 checkmate. So maybe bishop c6, he goes queen d2 check, rook takes queen, rook takes bishop. No, but obviously that's game over. So I think it's bishop c6 in that position. And he has no checks. Oh, Joe is challenging me. Oh no. Play Joey, rush this. No, I mean after the tactics, if she's still here. Did Pepe just refuse Joey? No. But I sent her a message. Yeah, it feels so wrong. Okay. Aha. So we have a different line now. Here I can just take the exchange. Can I not? Queen takes, bishop takes. Yeah, I mean queen takes, and if bishop takes, I can just go for the queen trade, and it should be a technical endgame. I'm feeling so bad after rejecting Joey's challenge. The only reason I was logged in on Lichess is to wait for her answer anyway. You must. Okay, let's rush it. And now I'm gonna send her a challenge. I cannot stand this, so I'll stop doing tactics right now. Challenge to a game. I think she challenged to 10 plus 5 Crazy House, which is crazy. 10 plus 5 Crazy House, casual, any color. Okay. Okay, guys, thanks for being there. I think I'll just stop streaming. We did three tactics, but I don't have brains for more. So I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we have Chess 960 Fury. So thanks, guys. Bye bye. Have a great night. See you, Warnaki.